Hey guys, welcome back to this week's Pyramid Park vlog, where this week we are looking at the song Mesmerised. So today we're in one of my favourite places to go walking in the countryside in a little village called Lode. It's a few miles out from Cambridge, and I'm sitting here just above this stream which is just running by, and it's incredibly peaceful and just makes you feel like a million miles away from the busyness of life.
I see your movement, I see you moving.
I thought this spot would be perfect for talking about Mesmerised. Mesmerised is one of those songs which Lizzie, my wife, and I were talking a lot about during the recording process, because I always wanted it at the back end of the album, but she was really keen for us to push it forward so that it was in more of a prominent place. And I can see why now, having listened to it loads and loads and kind of listening to the album flow, it really seems to make sense to be put as kind of the centerpiece of the album.
Oh, find me here, so mesmerized.
Mesmerised was written during the time that other songs like Caught in the Depths and Vulnerability were written, in that kind of whole time for me personally when I was really in a place of wrestling and wondering what to do with my life at that stage, and kind of just wrestling with things. But it was written after Vulnerability, and I'd kind of come to a place where I just kind of, I guess, said to myself, just let go of everything, die to yourself and just trust in God. And it kind of brought me to this place where I kind of sang these words for the chorus, which is, oh, find me here, so mesmerised, found gazing on the face of Christ. And I kind of think, like, whenever you feel like you're lost, or whenever you feel like things aren't happening as you expected them to in life, or whenever you're struggling in life, there is this sense of God is still moving, even when we can't see Him move. And that's why I wrote the lyrics. I see your movement, I see you moving, falling to the floor in awe and
Falling
adoration.
to the floor in awe and adoration.
Mesmerised is a long song. It's kind of a song we wanted to just let it breathe and have space and just be what it needs to be. And I guess for me as a worship leader, I really wanted to lead people into that place where they didn't just hear the words about being captured by the incredible awesomeness of God, but they could actually encounter His presence and feel His peace. One of the things I love the most about this song is the piano at the end of it, where Ian Hutchison just is sitting on his piano and just playing. The piano is like 100 years old, so it's really got this rich tone to it, and he was just playing the end parts of that and just letting it rest and be what it was. My favourite part of the song is the bridge section, where the song suddenly takes off and it soars into this huge kind of moment. And we used the Strymon Big Sky a lot in that, through an old retro kind of synth, to create these kind of string sounds, and then the pedal kind of created this soaring airiness, almost this lightness. And for me, that really works so well with the bridge words, which is, I soar on the wings like eagles, Prince of Peace, I feel you near. And I don't know about you, but I know that this world to me seems very devoid of peace, where peace is something that we don't prize very highly, where busyness is just the norm, and where we are just not living in the peace that God has for us.
So mesmerized, found gazing on.
I love that Jesus calls Himself the Prince of Peace. And when you think about that, when we are caught, mesmerised by the face of Christ, we are caught by peace Himself, looking back at us. And if you're in a place in your life where you feel like you're devoid of peace, my prayer for you is that this song in some way helps you, leads you back into that place of looking at Christ, the Prince of Peace. one of my fondest memories in the studio was after doing a vocal take for this. I can't remember which take it was, but we did several. And Ian, my producer, was in the other room behind the glass doors. So when you go into the studio, there's a desk, and then you go into another room on the side where we do all the vocal takes, and it would be closed by these glass shutters. And so I could see into the main studio, and he could see back into me. And I remember at the end of the take, I was really just trying to focus and capture something of the presence of God in the vocal take. And afterwards it kind of finished, and you kind of wait a few seconds to make sure that you don't say anything or something gets captured on the record that you don't want. And then I kind of looked around and I couldn't see him anywhere. And it turns out he was just in a moment himself of worship where his face was on the desk, and he was worshipping himself. And that for me kind of captured and summed up the whole album process for us, where we really tried to put worship in the core and to be okay with not looking at the clock but letting God be God in those moments, and us encountering God's presence, so that every person listening to it could also have that opportunity to hear God as well. And so for me, seeing Ian even in that place, and it was just like, oh sorry, I was just in a moment there, is really, really beautiful, and something that will live with me for a long time because it was very special. Personally, for me, one of the highlights of the recording was having my wife Lizzie come up and join us for some backing vocals on 4 of the tracks. And the song that for me really stands out, where she sang, beyond brilliant, was this song, Mesmerised. And she was actually 7 months pregnant with our little girl Lilia, and it was just incredible to have her singing, knowing that our little girl, who we didn't even know yet, was in the womb hearing this song over and over again as she was tracking the vocals for it. And what's amazing now that Lilia is born is that when she hears this song, she kind of, cocks her head to the side and listens more intently, because I think she knows the song from hearing it in the womb. And it's a song of calm and of peace for her as well. And that's so beautiful, because you can't manufacture that, you can't make that into something that it is. And so I really believe that even for her, this song has a special kind of feeling. I don't know quite how that works, or I'm no expert in these sorts of things, but I believe that the song in some way ministers to her as well, and we sometimes play it to her when she's crying or when she's upset, and it does soothe her and calm her down. One of the artists we took a lot of reference from was a guy called Asiga, who is, I think he's an Icelandic singer-songwriter, and he writes a lot of parts for vocals where they're kind of loops and layers, and we wanted to create something like that in this song. At the beginning of the song you can hear a lot of the vocals going, and it's kind of a monastic kind of feel where it's slightly chant-like, and we loved that because it kind of created that sense of awe and wonder of old church and old kind of ways of singing worship to God. Thanks so much for watching this vlog. I hope you enjoyed the song story. Please go check out the song Mesmerised again, and just let it percolate inside of you and become what it needs to be for you. If you enjoy these vlogs, please click the subscribe button below. Maybe click like as well if you like this, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you think about it. And if there's anything you'd like to hear other than song stories in this vlog, then please let me know, because there's loads of different things that we're doing with Pyramid Park at the moment, and I'd love to be able to share it with you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.